This I shepherd, I shall not want him make an eye like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Unu prepare a table before I. In the presence of our enemy them. Unu anointed I head with unu oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I life. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Jah, kadema way, go my way. How ma uso bolisa? I don't know what to. Ma uga so bolisa? I don't know what to. I was sick player for. Our time you mo oh you wala dong. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koku, where we speak truth to power. Now, here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only come on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Again, here we are not neutral, never claim to be, because we are not. We have taken sides, the side of the truth. And my name, Blakk Rasta. Now, in every traditional African home, there is a Blakk pot. And each time this Blakk pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the Blakk pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food. In all this palatability for the nourishment of the family in its whole entirety. That is what we literally do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, all and sundry. The rank and file of our people, right from the crowns of their heads all the way down to the soles of their feet. And then we subject these ideas to some crucial forensic scrutiny, right after which we tease out the creme de la creme of all the ideas and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the headquarters of the truth. This is the domicile of the truth, the address of the truth, the foundation of the truth. This is the mansion of the truth. In fact, this is the truth. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koku, where we speak truth to power. And we are live on Facebook. We are also live on YouTube. Please. You will also find us on Instagram. We are also on X and on TikTok. We keep ticking and talking with the gracious hands of patriotism. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koku, where we speak truth to power. Do me a favor, share the broadcast. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please hit on the subscription button. Right after that, you hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. This is the headquarters of the truth. This actually is the truth. My brother, my sister, and today we have a number of beautiful stories to share with you. Exclusives, deep, and I need you to get closer. Please share the broadcast. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you have a certain story you want us to follow up on. We are more than just excited to do that. Come here. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koku. At this point, I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. Thanks so much to Tesori D'Oriente. Now, when we talk about Tesori D'Oriente, we are talking about turning every single shower into a royal experience with the shower gel that everybody is talking about right now in Ghana and beyond. Tesori d'Oriente. Now, it's Italian technology marrying African raw materials and ingredients, coming out with a shower gel that smells like heaven, coming out with a shower gel that is so Edenic. Oh my God. Now listen, pour a little bit of Tesoro d'Oriente in your palm. Now shake the bath water and you will see a rich lather of foam. What does the foam do? It nourishes your skin and it gives it the glow of the morning sun. That is the secret to my very beautiful skin. My brother, my sister, look at my skin. It's Tesoro d'Oriente. Now, it comes in so many different fragrances. Remember, I said fragrances and not flavors because it's natural. We have the royal oud. We also have the forest therapy, the ikigai, the karma, and even the Persian dream. Which one is your favorite? I love the forest therapy and also the royal oud. My brother, do you have an interview you have to attend? Is there a chick in the area you need to impress? Is there a new guy in the area that you need to show some levels? Go for Tesoro d'Oriente. Oh my God. It is soft, smooth, silky, and its long-lasting oriental fragrance will leave people baffled. You will smell like heaven. And my brother, my sister, it lasts 48 hours and beyond. And it is also an insect repellent. It nourishes your skin as well. It is premium quality, made affordable. Now, it is distributed in Ghana by Daddy Ash Limited. For bulk purchases and inquiries, please call Daddy Ash on 0244 772599. And the numbers are on the screen. Tesoro d'Oriente. Smell like heaven. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koku. And here we speak truth to power. At this point, I want to say thank you so much to Millennium Insurance. Now, any kind of insurance you want is all about Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. My brother, not every insurance is an assurance. Some of it may pretend to cover you like a plaster, but it is actually a disaster. That is why I am introducing you to Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Now, motor insurance policy is a third party or comprehensive, no problem. Travel insurance, hey, we take you anywhere around the world in safety and we return you in safety. Oh my God. Personal accident and group personal accident, hey, we give you a 24/7 cover. Please visit our sales portal at sales.millenniuminsurancegh.com. No problem at all. And our numbers are on the screen. Anywhere you are in Ghana, there you would find Millennium Insurance. From Accra all the way to Kumasi, from Binduri all the way to Zabregaga, all the way from Boku to Bolgatanga, Nalergu, Paga. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Wherever you are, Millennium is there for you. And when it comes to claims, Millennium Insurance is top-notch. We don't wait till you talk. We follow you so we know what happens to you every day. So we make sure we put you back on the right footing by giving you your claims at the right time. Oh, yes. Now, with Millennium Insurance, we also know that natural disasters do happen. Floods, volcanic eruptions, maybe some tsunamis. Oh, fires, no problem. We know all that. You are covered. Yes. When we talk about Millennium Insurance, this is your trustworthy partner. Pick up the numbers on the screen and make sure that your trustworthy partner is always with you. Thank you so much to Millennium Insurance. We appreciate you and we love you. At this point, my brother, my sister, I want to also say thank you so much to Lemfi. Oh, Lord. Listen, if you are sending money from America, sending money from Canada, if it's not Lemfi, forget it. If you don't understand, forget about it. My brother, my sister, we are so bold when we talk about Lemfi. My brother, legally registered. It's a legal entity. And my brother, my sister, we value your money. We value your hard work. So when we transfer your money, we make sure it arrives in fact, time, record time. and we don't charge you transfer fees. Now, the good thing is that if you're a first-time sender, the referral code is 1RASTA. As you see on the screen, what you do, download the LEM5 from App Store. And once you download that, you are ready to send money. Sending money from Canada, sending money from America. If you send $100 and beyond, we give you $20 back. And that is what is called the cash back. Oh, yes. Just download the app from App Store. It's called LEM5. If you send money in Canadian dollars, you get 20 Canadian dollars back, 20 American dollars back as a first-time sender. And if it's in euros, we give you 10 euros back. If it's in British pounds, 10 British pounds back when we send 100 pounds or 100 euros and beyond. Just as a first-time sender, we call it the cash back because you have used the referral code 1RASTA. Rasta Bakupe. Brother, my sister, now you don't need to run to a certain building far away, sweating and waiting to send money to Ghana. From Canada, America, the whole of Europe, this is your destination, LEM5. And I am a proud Lemfian because LEM5 is African and is doing a lot of developmental projects right here in Ghana. Continue sending money to Ghana. Talk to your family and friends, your business partners and associates to send money to you in Ghana via LEM5. But don't forget, use the referral code 1RASTA. This is the Blakk Port, and you will receive your money via Momo or through the bank. LEM5. Yes, it sounds African, and it's African. If it's not LEM5, don't send it. This is the Blakk Port, aka Kuku, and here we speak truth to power. Today we have 5 very important issues to look at. A lot of them are exclusives, and I need you to come along because it's going to be hot. Take 1 more second. Hit on the subscription button if you have not subscribed to the channel yet. Right after that, on the notification bell, so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to join. And finally, please share the broadcast. Story number 1. Watch this. Real reason MAHAMA pushed out Koku Anyidoho. Who is Koku Anyidoho? His father is a great general. General Anyidoho. He's a man who is so respected in Ghana. Koku Anyidoho is a politician, a banker, my brother, my sister, and he held several positions in his party, the NDC, from time to time. At the helm of his political career, he was so close to the jugular vein of John Evans Atta Mills. He was his golden boy. And nobody, and I repeat, nobody was able to meet the president without passing through Koku Anyidoho. In fact, they were so close. Unfortunately, the president passed on. He died whilst he was in power. And from that time, doom started being spelled in the political career of the gentleman called Koku Anyidoho. I first met him when Barack Obama came all the way from America. And it was in the days of John Evans Atta Mills, my brother, my sister. And I was invited. He came with John Evans Atta Mills, and from afar, I saw him, my brother, my sister, and he remembers that like yesterday. John Evans Atta Mills was a man who himself was a political mentor to the present president of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama. So, Mahama always followed him respectfully and loyally. But when John Evans Atta Mills died, even though many Ghanaians were expecting it, because he had gone through a long period of illness. Much as they tried to cover it, it was so glaring that this man was on his way to Hades, and he finally bit the dust. He died. It was a shocker to all Ghanaians. Yes, they knew he was going to die, but they didn't think it was going to be this sudden. We were still living in denial when it was announced that the president had bitten the dust. That was when Koku Anyidoho started derailing. My brother, my sister, news came out that John Dramani Mahama, via the grapevine, rumors, had a hand in the death of John Evans-Atta Mills. And it looked like Koku Anyidoho at a point was also feeding into that rumor. And several interviews he granted, he just fell short of calling John Dramani Mahama the murderer or the assassin of John Evans-Atta Mills. It took people like Dr. Cadman Atta Mills, a younger brother of the president, to come out and debunk all these rumors and say, listen, our brother was sick and the autopsy is clear. But Koku still went ahead to say, publish the autopsy results. But that has never been published from the time the president died up till now. It's still in the grapevine that he died from a massive heart attack. Many said he died from throat cancer. Whatever it was, there was a death. Like in the case of Jonah, there was a swallow. In fact, it shook the NDC party, especially the fortunes of John Dramani Mahama. He instantly became president because he was vice president. And by our constitution, when the president is gone, the vice president would have to take over. So he chose his own vice president, my brother, my sister. And that was when the Bole boy became president of the nation. Something he probably never dreamt of. Something the prophets never saw. My brother, my sister, John Dramani Mahama became president. And the moment he became president, everything changed for Koku Anyidoho. He granted an interview to Paul Adum Ochre, a very good brethren of mine. And he opened his heart and he talked about what he went through in the hands of John Dramani Mahama. Shockingly, my brother, my sister, he was kicked out of his office. But what happened? Did he obey? Did he not obey? Today we bring you all the facts. Watch this.
Talking about me and John Mahama. Mm-hmm. Why he and his people always try to play the victim as if I have issues with them. Let me tell you, Paul. President Mills died on 24th July. Mm-hmm. 26th July in the morning, around 6 a.m., I got a call from Okujetua Blakk. Not that we were that close, but he calls to say, oh, I'm just checking on you. Okay, well, I accept it. 2-3 minutes later, I get a call from Omani Boama. Omani Boama and Blakk at the time were two sides of the same coin. Mm-hmm. Omani was very frontal that, well, Sami called you and he couldn't tell you what he should have told you. But anyway, yesterday, so which means 25th, the man died. The day after, mm-hmm. We had a meeting with the new president. And a decision has been taken. He says he cannot work with you.
Oh, wow.
Yes. This is Omani Boama, an MPP boy who came through CJA.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Suddenly is calling me to tell me that the new president, of course, subsequently the new president collapsed. Information Ministry added the communication and gave to him. Mm-hmm. Today he's collapsed the IT, added it to election directed and given to him. So Omani is his real right-hand man. So Omani says the president says that
he cannot work with you.
And that for obvious reasons, he cannot work with you.
What were those obvious reasons?
He didn't state.
You should know.
And that, I don't know.
But he says it's obvious.
It wasn't obvious to me. And that by close of day, I'll be informed. So I should consider some 3 parastatals that I'll be shifted to as either deputy CEO or CEO. But as for the castle, I should forget it. I can't stay there any longer. That's how the conversation ended. Of course, at the end of that day, I didn't get a call. Three days later, I drove to Mr. Atuahoe. And this is the first time I'm mentioning his name at Westlands.
His home.
His home. I got the same information. Oh, Koku, you know, Prof is dead. And John says he cannot work with you. So are you going to go back to the bank?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. After that number of
After
years.
this number of years, go back to the bank. Uncle Atu, well, you know, this is what John is saying. Hey! Paul, when I left Uncle Atu's house that morning, and I didn't commit suicide, it is not in my DNA to commit. Look, I couldn't believe it.
What did you tell Mercy?
The third one was Henry Martin Newman. Today I'm opening up.
Oh, the chief of staff.
Yes.
Your man.
Now,
your boss.
Between Atuahoe and Obani, this was even before the burial of President Mills.
Yes, the date you are mentioning.
Yeah, before the burial. Martin Newman's own was after the burial.
What did he say?
The same message. And this was in his official bungalow at Cantonments, Chief of Staff bungalow.
Yeah, where Chief of Staff.
So he asked to see me and I went. The same story that, well, his own started that, well, Sani, oh, you leave. Believe, you leave for some 6 weeks. By the time you come back, we shall consider your political future. Mr. Newman, I've never said this story, but after 12 years, to the extent that you people continue to sit down and let John Mahama and his boys play the victim as if I'm the bad person, Mr. Newman, after 12 years, I'm mentioning your name. Uncle Atu, after 12 years, I'm mentioning your name. Because I will not allow them to play the victim any longer as if I'm the bad person. I have always been the victim. But for the sake of cohesion, I have kept quiet. But after 12 years, I will mention the names. Then the whole world know that the victim that John Mahama is playing is fake. I am the real victim. So Martin Newman tells me that John Mahama says that he cannot work with me, so I should leave the presidency. At that point, I said, well, Omani has told me, Uncle Atu has told me, Martin Newman, you are telling me, please go and tell the president that I'm not going on leave and I'm not leaving the presidency because we have an election to win and I have to protect the legacy of President Mills.
You were defying the new president.
Well, he hadn't spoken to me.
You can't do that.
Oh, listen, let me finish. So that's how I responded. I said, I'm not going anywhere. However, I'm a very regimented person. And you are a lawyer and an astute administrator. When President Mills wanted to appoint me, he got you to write to me officially.
So write.
And
sack me.
And sack me. So that when I leave the presidency and I step out and anybody asks me, Koku, why have you left? Because the whole ploy that go on leave it was a ploy. Immediately you leave, they will say you have left. You don't like John Mahama. That's why after the death of President Mills, you have left. Now, there's something I haven't told you. The day President Mills died, Paul, by the time I returned from the 37, my father, General Anyidoho, was seated in my office at the castle.
What did he tell you?
He had come to look for a son.
For what?
Who he knew that would be traumatized because of the death of his political father. He came, gave me his ties to whip on. But when he finished, you know what he told me? Koku, the president is going to be sworn, the new president is going to be sworn in tonight. You are not allowed to stay away from the swearing in. You will go to that swearing in. So gather yourself as a man and go to the swearing in. I know what I'm telling you as a father. Don't stay away from the swearing in. Paul, I obeyed my father and didn't stay away from the swearing in. Everything we could do to support John Mahama to take over. But after he got sworn in, this is what I had to go through. So I told Martin to write.
Yes, did he write?
Of course, that letter never. You know, you are doing this job and people are giving you some epithet, the bull. So people think that Taflache bull ujibo. So they can corner you. So that's
So has the letter come till today?
the letter didn't come.
Till 2016?
He never came.
Why didn't you ask to see John Mahama himself?
As president?
Yes, why didn't you ask Omani that, okay, I hear you, but I would like to talk to President Mahama?
I mean, my position was that to the extent that he himself hasn't told me anything. So me, I'll stay there and work. But of course.
You can't stay there and work.
So I stayed.
Okay.
And that is why after 2012 victory, they moved to the Flagstaff House. If you want to stay at the castle, stay there.
So you didn't go to the Flagstaff House?
Who was going to, I didn't even know they were going to move. I came to office one day. They had moved. So even as a remnant at the Flagstaff House, one afternoon, Valerie Sawyer sends me a message. About 3 p.m., the message came. I should make sure that by close of day, I pack out of the castle.
She as Deputy Chief of Staff?
I don't know what post she was holding at the Flagstaff House. But you, Valerie, it was because of your father. Otherwise, in the Cuckoo Hill campaign itself, did you ever follow us on any campaign trail?
But that was her house.
Fine. So President Mills rewarded your father.
Thank you so much to Paul Adumochre for a very beautiful interview. Now, Paul Adumochre asked a very important question. Koku, did you try to speak with the president at the time? He said no. Why did you not try to do that? He said the position had been made clear to him. And it took him time to be able to find the right answer to give to Paul Adumochre. My brother, I have done my checks. I have done some interviews because I have always been interested in this issue. Because Koku is a guy that I like. Now, my information is that when Koku was in the office of the president, he was extremely pompous. Pomposity. He was grandiose, huge in his own elements. My brother, my sister, there were times requests came in from the office of the vice president, then John Mahama, to the president John Evans Atta Mills. And because he was the spokesperson, and even more to John Evans Atta Mills, comments he passed. Things like, not exactly so. Oh, we are looking at doing better things, and then every time, this from the vice president's office. Why? We are looking at doing better things. Things like that. My brother, my sister. And everything went to the ears of John Dramani Mahama. In fact, the office of the vice president was not respected the way it should have by Koku and people around the president. For some reason, they found a way of alienating the office of the vice president, John Dramani Mahama, and sometimes even trying to present some request. The vice president himself was scared. Listen, if it goes and Koku happens to see it, this is going to be trouble again. My brother, my sister. That's how far I can go. Information I have is that Koku was quite disrespectful to John Dramani Mahama. And all of a sudden, it was his turn to become president. And he didn't see it fit to have Koku represent him as his spokesperson. Therefore, he wanted him out of the office so another person could replace him. And Koku was not ready to move. But the information I have is that it was after the funeral of John Evans Atta Mills, not as he has put it out right now, or a day after the death, I was told to pack up and leave, as if there was a certain kind of hurry to get the prof out of the place so that all his bag and baggage could follow him, including Koku. It was all after the funeral, from the information I have from the corridors of power. After the funeral, the president wasn't comfortable working with the man who looked down on him as a person in his office in one way or the other. And he had the reports come to him time after time. Well, you were a very good friend to the prof, my political mentor. And I'm glad that he mentioned it. He was giving different options. You can be this, you can be this, you can be this. But he didn't seem to be interested in that. He was used to the diplomatic life, to stay at the castle, the seat of power. He didn't want to move. But Mahama insisted, I don't need you here. You got to move. He said, okay, write to me and sack me. At the end of the day, Mahama and his boys said, if the mountain is refusing to move, why wouldn't Mahama himself, as Muhammad, move all the way to the mountain? So they decided to move the seat of government from the so-called castle, which I prefer to call the slave dungeon, and move to the so-called Jubilee House and left Koku there. What a consideration. Mahama decided to move everybody hook, line, and sinker because there was a giant in there who did not want to move a muscle. So you stay there. We've left the whole place to you. As you heard him say, and they moved to the Jubilee House. Later, Koku was pushed into the national security, where he headed some department, and he was quite uncomfortable there because he was used to being close to the seat of power. It was almost like a demotion for him. But where work has to be done, it doesn't matter whether you are asked to be the messenger or the painter. The work has to be done. My brother, my sister, this was what happened. Mahama finished the tenure of office of John Evans Atta Mills, and then he went on to win his own personal first term. Koku was still in there, doing his things and supporting Mahama, to the point that Koku was running for an NDC office, and Mahama supported from his own pocket. Oh, take, run, win, and Koku went ahead. Now, after the elections, when Mahama was trying to come the second time and failed, people like Koku were those who came out to say that Mahama was in the lead. Do we remember that statement? Mahama is in the lead, not just in the lead, vast lead. Remember, it became a certain catchphrase for teasing the NDC and also Koku Anyidoho. Mahama didn't win that election to come for his second tenure. Nana Addo won. And that was where Koku went berserk. After the Atta Mills incident, they were still in power. So it looked like egos were massaged. Koku was still in there. National security here and there. When he was arrested, Mahama went there. And that was the photo you saw earlier. My brother, my sister. But Koku later said that Mahama only came there to pretend that he was a hypocrite. My brother, my sister. When Mahama lost power, Koku came full-fledged, throwing missiles all over the place against Mahama, and went ahead to say Mahama had destroyed the NDC time and again. Mahama never responded to any of those comments because he had seen Koku earlier when Atta Mills was president put up that same character, demeaning his office and his own person. So he was not surprised. My brother, my sister. And Koku continued on and on to the point that he even started to flirt with the NPP. He was comfortable because they supposedly were sponsoring a certain Atta Mills office to the chagrin of the Atta Mills family in one way or the other. We won't go too much into it, but Koku was comfortable. At least some kind of respect was given to Atta Mills in his own opinion. And maybe some money was also passing through the foundation and he was able to keep himself financially afloat. In fact, he criticized Mahama over and over for all the 8 years that the NPP was in power. Mahama never uttered a word. Then the elections came. After Bawumia had told so much lies, and Nana Addo had collapsed Ghana in the 8 years of the irresponsible government they gave to us. They still believed that they were going to win. When they lost, Koku stopped criticizing Mahama. Oh! When he said that he impugned that Mahama killed Atta Mills in one way or the other, he didn't go direct, and we all heard it. Mahama had destroyed the party. Mahama had done this. On social media, we heard Koku over and over. There were times that I had to even step in on social media and talk to Koku, and he was good enough to respond to me. I give it to him. And he was very respectful. Our prayer was that they will sort out the differences. But as long as NDC was in opposition, sorting out their differences will cut the chobo, the money from the NPP. Do you link it together? The moment you make peace with your own party, the NDC, that is your end with whatever you are getting through the Atta Mills Foundation from the NPP. So Koku never made peace until the huge, ugly, irresponsible elephant was chased back to the bush after 8 years. And Mahama became president again to the shock of Koku. Because he never believed, especially that prophets, renowned, respected prophets said there was no day he would be president. And they went ahead to say that his hands were bloody. Why? Because he had murdered Atta Mills. Mahama never responded to any of those. Can you believe this? Never to Koku, never to any of the prophets. Interestingly, before he ascended to the throne again, all those prophets came back as if to apologize. But they came with new prophecies. You know what? Because of your good heart, God has ordained you again to be the next president. Koku never saw it coming. Boom! He became president. I tried to be able to make things happen again in my own way because I like Koku. But my brother, from that time, Koku stopped criticizing the NDC. Was it a way to get back to the president? Did he ever say, oh, I am sorry that I probably went overboard? No, he never did it. But for Mahama, he has treated Koku Anyidoho, Samuel Koku Anyidoho, like the way he would treat his own brother. He supported him to win at least one election. He pushed him into a position that was good enough. His only crime is that he didn't keep him at the seat of government, where Koku was most comfortable. He had enjoyed the diplomat's life to the point that he didn't want to move out. Today, my brother, my sister, Koku Anyidoho is still quietly sitting, and this interview was granted before Mahama won the election. Today, he doesn't grant interviews anymore. At least we haven't heard any. He's not posting the anti-Mahama post anymore. And he probably is waiting for Mahama to say, you know what, my brother, I think it's time we put away whatever it was. Come, let's drink tea together. Before we came into the studio, I decided to speak with Koku. I called him, no response, and I sent him a message and told him I was going to tell this story today. And I had heard from the seat of government. Now I wanted to hear his version. He never responded. Of course, I didn't expect him to respond. The best he could have done was to respond and say, oh, you know what, Blakk Rasta, I don't want my voice on air. But whatever it is, A, B, C, D, E, F. But he didn't answer. Probably he has realized that ultimately silence is golden. Did the NPP dump him? Is the NDC ready to open his hands wide and accept him? Of course, he says he's still a member of the NDC. But are they ready to meet him with smiles and hugs? Certainly not. Because he worked so hard to damage the prospects of John Dramani Mahama. But the good news is that Mahama is somebody with a big heart. What Koku did to Mahama, Kennedy Japan did tenfold. Yet when Kennedy and Mahama met, Mahama approached him, they laughed over everything, and Kennedy had to come back on radio and say, you know what? I never knew that this Mahama guy had such a big heart of forgiveness. It's time for Koku probably to find a way, as if that is genuinely from his heart, to say that, you know what? This party has always been my party. I think that I went overboard. Forgive me. If you give me a position, I will take it. If you don't, it's not because of a position I'm coming. But once beaten, they say, twice shy. Will they listen to Koku Anyidoho? When Mahama won his personal second term, Koku was interviewed. He said, yeah, of course, we have won. My party has won, and I'm excited about it. You know, I never resigned from the party. I've always been a member of the party. Do we all remember that interview? My brother, my sister, failure is an orphan. Success is family. Politicians would always be politicians. Did Koku feel too, what's the word? I'm trying to get a word. Entitled. Because of Atta Mills. To the point that Atta Mills' own family started to fight him back. Assuming that he was making some kind of money, wealth, dividends, whatever you want to call it, from his association with the foundation and the NPP. Today, the NPP is out of power. Koku is in between. He's like a ghost. The marriage of Anansewa, the dilemma of a ghost. Should he go to Cape Coast or Elmina? Whatever his decision is, will decide his political future. In the interim, congratulations to President John Dramani Mahama. I've never seen a president, maybe Atta Mills, even Atta Mills, once in a while, he responded to his enemies. Those who said he was sick and whatever, he responded. Marriage for his aging girls. This is Na Dromo's father. He is the Apostle General, Sam Korankye Ankrah. His father had so many children in the 20s. Just like President Mahama's father, 19 children. But his father had about 25 children. Married a number of wives. But he told himself that he would stick to one woman. In fact, he told himself that he would walk the life of Christ. And he succeeded. He has one wife. He praises his wife every now and then. And he says that missing rib has been found. And they have always been an item, despite the fact that there have been news and controversies about him flirting. Can I use a better word? Fornicating. No. Can I use a better word? Engaged in adultery. Time after time, nobody has actually been able to put a finger on this kind of infidelity. Can I give you evidence? Obinim had a big problem with him one time. And Obinim said, "Wo, diebe nkra na udi boa wa sorry man. Diebe na udi boa. Ye chiw de bia se uni emma wa sorry man muda wa kam." My brother, my sister, Obinim said it. And I love the response he gave Obinim. He came to church and said, that people were sending him some of the videos and talking to him. And he told them that, oh, you missed your way. You went all the way to listen to magicians. My brother, my sister. And I said, wow, what a man of God. I used to watch him on Sunday on GTV. Very powerful preacher. I love him. His name is REV.KORANKYE ANKRAH. There is no man of God in Ghana who doesn't have some controversies looming around the head. Either is fornication, adultery, or money issues. But this man has been able to stay away from controversies for a very long time. Of course, we remember the check incidents that he allegedly presented to Najomo when she was getting married. We also remember the Obinim controversy. But if for several years, this man of God has been at the helm of affairs as the set man, the apostle general, and it's only 2 controversies, which are even so meager, then you can say that he's led a very good life. True? This is REV.KORANKYE ANKRAH, aka the Apostle General, the father of Najomo. Do we all remember Najomo? Najomo is his beautiful daughter. Very beautiful lady. She got married to the young man at the back there, and the marriage lasted days. Remember we brought you that story? 3 months. All the pomp and pageantry. My brother, my sister. And the marriage broke down, boof, to the ground. When we brought up the story. Because one day I was sitting at home and I told myself, oh, we remember the multi-million-dollar check that was presented. We remember the pomp and pageantry of the marriage. Let me just find out what happened. And then it came out that this was what it was. And I felt that people needed to also know. It's a story of interest. How did the multi-million-dollar check go? My brother, my sister. And we were supposed to bring you part 2. But I had a number of people call me and say, you know what? Where you're going to go into national security, because there were some people in the national security whose names had to come out. And when we tell a story, we never tell it until we have it thick and solid. Okay? And then I told myself that, you know what? We tell the story to build, not to destroy. If it's going to destroy, then I don't need to tell it. And I stayed back. But I came across a very beautiful video. An apostle general is talking about marriage. My brother, my sister. And he says that a number of the ladies in his church are beginning to grow old. Therefore, the young men should hurry up and marry them. He himself, he said, he married in his 20s when he had nothing, only one trouser and one top. But he got married and everything worked out for him later. So the men should be bold enough to come and marry. And I asked myself, why is Apostle saying this? Then he hit the nail on the head. He said, only 50% of all marriages in the church come from the church. Can I explain further? Anytime there's a marriage, only 50% of the people in the church marry from the church. The rest come from outside, different churches, and come and marry. Of course, every church would love that. Marriage would be between a church member and a church member. So Apostle General came to talk about it. And I felt that it was so humorous. Remember, I didn't say ridiculous. I said humorous. There's a difference, okay? And when I saw the video, I asked myself, could Apostle General be doing adverts for his church ladies, including probably his own that are still not married yet or have been divorced? He's a very smart guy. Listen to how he put the message. And when we return, we will decode it. I love the message. Watch this.
You are 35, 36 years. All your waist is locked because the sperms are collected in your waist. And as a young man, you are not walking right. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Get up and propose to a woman here and marry. Can't you see that my women are growing old? Can't you see? Foolish boys. Somebody say faith. When we went to our council meeting, and then the resident pastor was reporting on marriages that happened in the year 2025. Out of about 50 marriages that were blessed over here, 25 were coming from outside. Only 25 from this big auditorium or your dome. 25 marriages. What nonsense are you? Foolish boys. Rise up and marry. No babul no fear. Apostle Jonah married at the age of 26. I didn't have money. I didn't have nothing. One trouser, one shirt. I moved by faith. See where faith has brought me to. If you're a woman, rise up and go to a man and say, if you're not married, marry. If you're a woman, I say, women, rise up and go to any man around you and say, if you're not married, marry. If you're married, stay to your wife. If you're a young woman and you are not married, rise up and greet any man and say, can't you see that I am here?
Thanks so much to Joy News. We got that video. Apostle is very humorous, you know. He made everybody laugh. We saw some of the young ladies stand up, trying to look for the men. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's a way of bringing the attention of the church to the fact that the young ladies are ready. Be bold enough. This is an opportunity for you to walk to the person who has always been on your mind. Because in our society, the man must always propose with one knee on the ground. Will you marry me? Apostle General has given you the opportunity to walk up to the person that you love. Deep inside you, dreaming about this person. You say, you, if you are not married, marry. My brother, but Apostle General mentioned something, though humorous, I thought we needed to look at again. He said the young men, they are not able to walk anymore because there's so much sperm locked up in their waist. Did you hear that part? Too much sperm. So when they are walking, crooked and all that. Because there's so much sperm in it. It reduces marriage to one thing, sex. It reduces marriage, in my opinion, to one thing, sex. I wish Apostle General had said that. Some of you are walking here malnourished. You don't eat proper food. You walk out there and you buy anything on the street. Some of you have ulcers. Some of you have diseases that we can't even mention. Marry so you can eat proper food. Some of you are unplanned. You get up and do just anything. Find a woman and marry. Your life will be planned. And above all, make children. Your waist, there's too much amamai. Release it. Make babies so you can free your waist. Then in that case, at least you are able to group a number of things or benefits that you get from marriage. But when it's all about sperms and the waist, I don't know. It might limit the whole thing to just a sexual thing. Young men, it's time to get married so you can have sex and free your waist. But all in all, I think that is a brilliant message. And it made me start thinking, if we don't die early, the church might begin to encourage polygamy. How many people see it coming? Listen, there are more women than men everywhere. Every church you go to, 95% of the ladies in there are singles who are looking to be doubled. Wait until the pastor says, those who are ready to get married, I see wedding rings on the altar. The whole church becomes empty. Only the men will sit, but a lot of the women are out there trying to pick the rings. True? Now, if this continues and it's all about one man, one woman, then a lot of the ladies in the church may remain unmarried. A lot might try to fornicate. A lot might even endorse polygamy. Do you see the church going into polygamy? I see it. In my days, it wasn't as hot as this. You will chase a young girl over and over. Go to the house, serve the mother, serve the father, and do so many different things. They want to see you in church, praying, lead the choir, or even the prayer, whatever, before they would accept you. Now it's not like that, is it? It is easier now to get into relationships than it was then. True? The number of the females has increased. The males are still very careful because we live in a society where the man has to provide. So if he's not ready, like Apostle General said, he got married at 26 and he had nothing, and encouraging the young men in the church to marry by faith. Yes, faith is good, but sometimes some faith can be, I'll leave it there, put your own word there. It's good to have faith in you and say you want to go and get married. Okay? But sometimes also put in effort so that at least you will be able to take care of your wife. Some people struggle and get the money for the marriage, They pay for the marriage. Right after that, they become empty and they divorce in days. It's because of some of this useless faith that marriages are breaking in front of our very eyes. I'm speaking tongue in cheek. Married by faith. Me, I'm married at 26. Oh, yes. I had nothing. One trouser, one shoe, and one shirt. But I got married and it worked for me. They are not you. Not everyone will be swallowed by a whale and be vomited out alive. Some will become good food and good nourishment for the whale. Faith is good. But I think that we should encourage the young men to have a certain foundation of the economics before they jump into marriage. What do you think? You can't get a coffee broke man and walk to a girl in the church and say, by faith, I want to marry you. Let's marry next week. Hey, divorce is going to be high in the church. Hey, you know what is going to happen in the church? Trouble. Divorce all over the place. After 1 month, if the lady is not seeing anything that is supposed to be tangible, what she's going to eat, and all that, and this is the head of the house, as the Bible says, what happens? Some will start flirting in order to have some bread. Let's be careful how we use faith, especially when it comes to decisions like this that are supposed to be permanent. Let's be careful. This is a journey. The marriage journey is not temporary. It is a permanent journey. For better, for worse, till what? Death do us part. Yet today, pastors' daughters are breaking apart in divorce. Pastors themselves are breaking apart in divorce. Apostles are breaking. Prophets are breaking. Some are even killing each other. Did they jump in a leap of faith? Faith is good, but be reasonable. Don't follow the sperms in your waist and rush into a marriage and crash. Be careful. Find something to do. There's a lot of land. Cultivate the land. Find something to do so that at least when you wake up, if you don't have anything at all, 20 cedis, you can share with your wife, kakra kakra, but you can't go into a marriage with empty hands. I would have wished that Apostle would say, all the young men who are ready to go into marriage, I'll give you a $1 million check like I gave my daughter. If I give you that, then you can start with that on a good pedestal. Does it make sense like that? But you cannot encourage young men and women to go into a journey of permanence on a footing of emptiness. Blakk Rasta, say it again. Say it again. I like it. You cannot encourage young men and women to embark on a journey of permanence on a footing that is a faux pas, a footing of emptiness. Hallelujah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't let any marriage counselor deceive you into taking a leap of faith when it comes to this permanent journey. Am I making sense? Maybe I'm crazy. I haven't eaten from yesterday. So as I'm standing here, I'm fasting, I'm very hungry. Maybe my head is not working. Forgive me. Don't encourage anyone to embark on a journey of permanence on a faux pas, wrong footing, emptiness. Divorce will increase in the church. And you say, why me? Why me, Lord? Why me? Why me, Lord, why me? Yes, see, a come diwa. Ubun chefu. They say in Jamaica, a hungry man is what? An angry man. They borrowed it from their can. Yes, see, a come diwa. Ubu and chefu. You go into a marriage on an empty belly. Blakk Uhuru has a song. Say, how can you make love on a hungry belly? Every little thing your wife does, get away. Because who know a come do. Somebody has made you take a leap of faith. At the end of the day, that person is not your father. You won't be able to get a $1 million check from him. He is still waiting for you to come and pay tithe in church. He is still waiting for you to come and give donations in the church. When you even continue going to church, and everybody gets up to come and give something, and when it comes to your turn, you have to pull back. They watch you. Be careful. Anyway, it's a Blakk Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we got more. Hey-ya! Hey-yo! Why-yo!
Sometimes you just need a moment for yourself, a moment to slow down, feel the water, and let the day fade. Tesori is more than just a shower. It's a moment of pure calm, smooth, creamy, and relaxing. With forest therapy, Persian dream, royal oud, thalassotherapy, ikigai, fior di loto, and karma, all in convenient 500 milliliter bottles. There's a Tesori scent to fit every mood, every moment, every kind of you. Feel the lather on your skin. Breathe in the aroma. Let stress melt away and just enjoy the calm. You don't just feel clean. You feel refreshed, confident, and yourself. Tesori d'Oriente. Luxury is a feeling. For bulk purchases, contact Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599.
Tesori d'Oriente.
Blakk Pot, Koku Anyidoho.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho. And here we speak truth to power. If you have not as yet subscribed to this channel, hit on the subscription button, right after which you hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. Thanks so much to Tesori d'Oriente. Turn every single shower into a royal experience. Thanks so much also to Millennium Insurance. Oh, not every insurance is an assurance. Some might pretend to cover you like a plaster, but they are actually and ultimately a disaster. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Thanks so much also to Lemfi. Remember the referral code, 1RASTA. Send money from America, send money from Canada, from Europe into Ghana. Referral code, 1RASTA. Rasta bakupe, mpese bakupe. Hey, Rasta eko mepe. No koye jeme. You don't care. This It's the Blakk Port, aka Koku Anyidoho. And here we speak truth to power. Story number 3. Watch this, my youth. Raymond exposes AKUFO-ADDO as the most corrupt president. Without apology. Who is Raymond Acha? The boss of IOCO. Economic and Organized Crime Office. Capo di tutti capi. Now, at the State of the Nation address, the president said something that shook the foundations of corruption in the nation. My brother, my sister, what did the president say? He said that unprecedentedly, listen, when we use that word, it means it's never happened. This is the first time. IOCO, since it was founded, from when it was SFO, Serious Fraud Office, till now, from when the Pope was nothing but an altar boy, this is the time that IOCO has raked in, clawed back into the economy over 600 million Ghana cedis. The president said it at the State of the Nation address a few days back. And when he said it, the whole Parliament House went up in flames. So rapturous. I don't know if they were shocked to the spleen that, hey, what is this man saying? Did he mean $6 million or 6 million Ghana cedis? He said how much? 600 million. And people went out to play to the gallery. It's not true. People wrote to IOCO using the RTI, Right to Information Bill, to demand the breakdown of the whole thing. I was privy to the information, but we had to keep it so that at the right time, it will come out. The president had to come and mention it. After the president, some other people would have to sit on it and then write out some beautiful explanations and give out probably to the press. But we knew this from long. The conspiracy theorists said it was a lie. They said nothing like that happened. Even the president, when he was going to say 600 million Ghana cedis, I'm sure he uttered a word of prayer so that later he would not be told that, oh, an additional zero was added. It was the printer's devil. You know what that means, right? Printer's devil. Let's listen to the president. What he said. And when we return, I will break your heart with no mercy. Watch this.
Mr. Speaker, we've made progress through strengthening collaboration among law enforcement agencies, financial intelligence institutions, and prosecutors. These efforts have led to initiation of criminal proceedings and asset forfeiture proceedings against some individuals and entities implicated in financial crimes against the state. But yes, I agree with the sentiments of Ghanaians that we must press harder on this accelerator. As of December 2025, IOCO has recovered more than 600 million Ghana cedis. The office has investigated 462 cases, with 15 currently under prosecution. It has dismantled transnational carjacking syndicates and has recovered 29 luxury vehicles that were stolen. Mr. Speaker, The government remains resolute that corruption will not be tolerated, regardless of status or political affiliation. The Attorney General's office will continue to use both criminal prosecution and non-conviction-based assets recovery mechanisms to ensure that stolen public resources are returned for national development.
The president, John Dramani Mahama, he shook the parliament when he said this. Hey, it's never happened in the history of Iyoko. And it's close to about 500% what has ever been recovered. And all these were recovered from the 8 years of Nana Addo in power. All the money, everything clawed back into the state was when Nana Addo was in power sleeping. And people took the advantage to steal and steal. And sometimes I looked at some of the figures and I was so angry. Tax evasions. Some people deliberately connived with officers at the time and paid only about 5% of the tax they were supposed to pay. So if they were supposed to pay 100,000, you know how much they paid? 5,000, 10,000. They connived with authorities to steal from the state. And when Iyoko went into some of these things, there were so many. Some of them, they were supposed to have lengthy legal issues, and Ghanaians don't have patience for that. So what Iyoko did was to cut a deal. You know what? You have not paid. You were supposed to pay 100,000. You have been paying 5,000 for all these years. We want you to pay everything plus interest if this matter doesn't have to go to court. And they quickly paid. People's properties have been frozen. We have never seen this level, this scale of investigation and power in the history of this country. Not even in the days of Rawlings. My brother, today when people hear Iyoko, they are scared. It doesn't matter who you are. Hey, you can be the president's grandfather. If you fall foul to the law, Iyoko will come after you. And I like it when RAYMOND tells the people, listen, I am only a servant. I want myself to be investigated. Anybody who has anything about me that I've taken a penny from anybody, let them come. I will resign that day. I like it when he says things like that. My brother, do you know how much 600 million Ghana cedis can do in this time of Iran, Israel, US madness? Let's see the breakdown. Many asked for it. We have been so privileged. We grabbed it first. And there is an opportunity to show it. That's what is there. You can see, can't you? Financial performance of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Iyoko, on direct and indirect recovery for the period January 1, 2025 to December 31, 2025. My brother, over 1.5 billion in frozen assets. Everything taken. They will go to court and they will make sure that everything is. And one other good thing about RAYMOND and his Iyoko is the fact that they never go to court until they have it locked in. Sometimes when I look at the evidence, I wonder how they got these. Hey, my brother, to the point that they are able to even go onshore, offshore, and be able to track wallets that only exist in the air. In my days, there was nothing like that. We went to bank with bank books. They will write in red if you withdrew money. Recently, I found my bank book from the first bank that I ever saved in GCB, Abu Abu branch in Tamale. That was where my mother used to save. And when I started receiving money as a national service person, she told me, go and save there. In the days, it was a bank book. If you went to pay money, they would write in blue ink. If you withdrew money, red ink. Debit, credit. Oh, Jesus. Today, my brother, my sister, that is the age Raymond Archer is coming from. My days of the bank book. But he's been able to get so digitized that he can chase wallets from offshore accounts, onshore accounts, ghost accounts. Hey, even if you die, you'll be investigated. In the days of Nana Addo, we saw so much corruption. There's an NDC MP, Bolgatanga area there. His name is Adongo, Honorable Adongo. He granted an interview. And he said something that shocked me. Watch this.
Yes.
Do you know, let me tell you something. Ghanaians don't know. Swami Interchange. I was shocked that they had a press conference. They took part of our Eurobonds in 2020. $200 million of that money was approved by Parliament to be used to do the Swami Interchange and the ancillary roads.
$200 million.
I remember very well, Honorable Chairman Sabonsu was sitting there and he was under siege from his constituency. In fact, one time he went to visit the site and they nearly lynched him. You remember that?
Yeah,
so we all were together and said that, look, we can't have our leader humiliated like that. So we would approve the $200 million. Go and do the Swami Interchange. They chop the money. Swami Interchange is still there, and they are holding press conferences about Swami Interchange. How shameful can they be? Two, Ofanko and Sawam Road, the same World Bank money. They took $200 million to do that project. They chopped the money, left the contractor. It took Honorable Abuja and Honorable Atoforsen to raise the money to give to them. Are they now not closer to completion? Where is the $200 million Euro bonds that they took to do those projects? So, but we are doing 60 billion. $200 million is about how much? That's about 2 billion. Plus 2 billion, 4 billion, they couldn't do it. We are doing 50 billion without borrowing from anybody. Does that tell you that we're a serious group of people?
Does that tell you that we are a serious group of people? So I'm an interchange, according to him. In the days of Nana Addo, they went for Eurobonds. You know what that is? Eurobonds. It's almost like credit. 200 million American dollars. They blew it amongst themselves. And Nana Addo was busily sleeping and snoring. That was in the end. Ofanko, that road, that Maripoma is building, almost done. They took another 200 million American dollars. And this time around, World Bank funded. They blew it all out. And the thing was still so skeletal, sitting down, awaiting flesh. According to him, it took Honorable Agboja, Minister of Roads, Highways, and blah, 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 and Atuforsen, who is still forcing, to be able to raise 50 million as compared to the 200 to deal with all this. We remember they said Mahama inflated bridge contracts. We remember the Kaswa one, the Circle one, the one they call Dubai, and all that. Inflated. Credit Japan told us all this. Today, we are hearing that in this regime, there was wanton stealing. And if we haven't seen anything at all, Raymond Archer and his Iyoko, under the Zwarungu boy, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayene, have proven beyond all doubt, unprecedentedly, that this regime was a murderously corrupt one. NPP, never again. But I will end on this note. Honorable Adongo, your party is in power. The 200 million for the Swami interchange. The $200 million, again, for the Ofanko. If you truly believe that they chopped it as you said, your party is in power. What do? Let's do the needful. Arraign them before court. Let them cough out the money to the good people of Ghana, rather than hopping from one radio station to the other and talking about this. That's how come I love Iyoko. They will chase you and get it. And they will hardly speak on radio or TV. It's the Black Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho, where we speak truth to power. Story number 4. Watch this. How much more humiliation can Ken Ofori-Atta take from ICE? Sometimes I sit back and I feel really sorry for Ken Ofori-Atta, a cousin of the president. Are you aware that Ken Ofori-Atta has been the richest minister of state Ghana has ever had? Are you aware? In fact, when he declared his assets before he assumed power as the finance minister, his assets swallowed almost every other person's assets as a minister. The richest ever, from the days of Kwame Nkrumah till now. No minister has been rich like this guy called Ken Ofori-Atta. He schooled in London, traveled all over the world. He's used to a life of luxury. Ken Ofori-Atta has never known suffering. Unlike some of you who, in fact, were born into families where you ate only once a day. Born into families where you had to share one shoe, rotate that in order to go to school. You would wear yours Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, your brother would wear the same shoe and you would walk barefooted. My father used to do that with his younger brother, Alhaji Musa. They never knew any suffering. They were born with a silver. No, that's a mistake. A golden spoon in their mouths. From the Ofori-Atta family, from the days of old till now, suffering has never been part of their history. Today, my brother, my sister, he finished his tenure of office as the finance minister. He flew to America to seek treatment, and he didn't want to return. Now the OSP is crying that he must come home and be investigated. He said, yes, I will come. They put him on the red list. No flight risk. And this disgrace was on him. It was all over the world that there was a fugitive that they were looking for. A co-founder of the data bank, the richest minister in the history of Ghana's politics. On the red alert, red list, red notice. My brother, my sister, he found a way of convincing the OSP, Office of the Special Prosecutor, with sweet sugar-coated words. Oh, I'm not well. I will come. this month, by this time I'll come. And OSP ran to take off the red notice. And it gave him the opportunity to continue with his shenanigans. All this while, he was filing for residence right there in America. As if that was not enough, over and over he postponed. He lied. When the lawyers couldn't lie anymore, the red notice was slapped on him again. And we are told that it's one of the reasons he was picked up and locked up in that Caroline ICE detention center. A man who is used to the life of diplomats. A man born with a golden spoon in his mouth. All of a sudden, had to sleep with potential deportees. He had to be in the same area with hardened criminals. He all of a sudden started to grow hair by force on his head. He looked so sick. You would think that. Yet, brother refused to come or self-deport. He stayed in ICE custody for 3 months and over, eating food made for him by ICE and not what he truly wanted to eat. He stayed there, my brother, my sister, until it came to a time, only a couple of days ago, he decided that, you know what, if we keep this man here, he might end up dying. And we don't want any Ghanaians to run after us here and be demanding compensation and whatever. Because they had already made it clear to the court that this man was sick. He was in some stage of cancer. And his lawyers even made this public. He has cancer. We all saw him carried all the way from Ghana to go for COVID treatment. Yet our mothers and fathers and uncles and brothers died in their droves here because they were not privileged enough to fly chartered flights to go and treat COVID. They have no respect for the Ghanaian doctor. My brother, my sister, watch what happened now. Finally, ICE decided that this guy must go home. But even with that, and remember we broke the news here. We told you exactly what the issue was. It's now that the news is coming out to the mainstream media. My brother, they cuffed his leg with a tag. I called it the digital big ring. The technical name is the tag. It's a digital monitoring device. He has it around his leg. I have seen it before. My brother, Ken Ofori-Atta will not be able to walk out of his house and go beyond a certain parameter. He's still in there. And he's been monitored. It's a sophisticated monitoring device, digital. Whatever he says, whatever he does, they have a way of picking up the data. If he attempts to tamper with this machine, that tag is going to explode into a big voluminous noise. And the police will jump on him. If he moves out of his house beyond a certain parameter, that thing is going to make noise. And the noise is not pleasant. It's not like your phone ringing. Ping, 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 ping. It's boom, boom, like an old Assemblies of God church bell. Jesus, have mercy. Hey! Like my school bell at Ahmadiyya Primary School. You hit it once, and it was like a volcanic eruption. Boom! Pregnant women would all be scared. Jesus. That is the humiliation this guy is going through. American eyes are on him. When he even goes on top of his wife, they have the data. How many rounds he goes. Hey! Whatever he eats, they know. Whether there's salt in it or Maggie cube, they know. That device will tell them, hallelujah. What kind of humiliation is this? He's posted a bond. He's fighting all this while not to return to Ghana because he sees Ghana as a witch camp, political witch camp, and political witches are ready to hunt him down. Yet, his cousin, the president, is sitting here perambulating the length and breadth of the country. Nobody is touching him. Gabi is here eating banana, including the guy who went out there to treat himself and came back with a stroke. They are all there. Who is touching them? Some of them are already beginning to have their punishments, like Ken Ofori-Atta. Left to me alone, I don't want to say what I want to say. I will sound so insensitive. I watched a movie in the past. I don't remember the title. You know? And a man was shot. He was being chased. They shot him. He ran into the jungle. And the assassin said, he's run into his grave already. Leave him. And when you watch The Mummy, you know that movie called The Mummy, right? Egyptian mummy, that kind of thing. Realize that the hero of the movie ran into the desert. And those Arabs said what? That the Sahara will deal with him. His history. Left me alone. Ken Ofori-Atta is a done deal. He's an ingrate who has no respect for the country. He's the least patriotic. And he has put Ghana's name in big disgrace. Finance minister, all of a sudden, red notice on your head, left, right, and center. Japa also went with his boys with a search warrant, whatever it was, broke down the place, went in the CCTV, whatever. As to what they found is unto them. Why all this humiliation? As a man, if I were him, I would come home and say, you know what? I am here. Do with me what you wish. The NPP still has a big chunk of people supporting the party. These are not people who are going to sit down and watch you go down the drain in political witch hunting. Am I making sense? But the coward that he is still staying there and he's been humiliated day after day. Today, he would always have to wear trousers because he doesn't want people to see that tag. 2, every day he has to charge it. He has to charge it so that it doesn't run out of battery. The moment it starts running out of battery, it will start going ping, 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 and the authorities will call and say, man, you got to charge that damn battery, man. Know how Americans speak. An old man like you, why do you want to take yourself through this nonsense? Even me, not as old as you. This thing will kill me. You have to remember to charge your phone, charge your laptop, and the additional thing to charge is that damn thing around your leg. Why? When it's an important. When it's an. So to Ken Ofori-Atta, I pray that you return here alive. But if you don't, I won't be surprised. Because you are already tormenting yourself. You have put yourself through self-tormentation. ICE is dealing with you. You have made your case worse. I don't know what his family is telling him. As for Nanado, I hear he has tried, he's now tired. Maybe they are trying to get another group to go there with, what's it, Chebi Hine, to join them so that they'll go. Watch out, anytime soon, Chebi Hine might be following them to the US to beg him to come home in self-deportation. The humiliation is too much. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho. And here we speak truth to power. When we return, we have a final big story. Hey ya! Hey yo! Wayo!
Blakk Pot. Koku Anyidoho.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho. And here we speak truth to power. Thank you so much. If at this point you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please do me a favor. Hit on the subscription button, right after which you hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. Okay? Now share the broadcast and recommend us to family and friends. This is the biggest channel online that is dedicated to Pan-Africanism and patriotism. And we go live. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Koku Anyidoho, where we speak truth to power. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you have a story that is so dear to your heart that you want us to follow up on. We do it for free, absolutely. This is the headquarters of the truth. And we have a big story. Story number 5. Dodo, watch this. Secret AFENYO-MARKIN police assault case went quiet. Take out the day between the secret and AFENYO. Secret, okay, well, it's right, it's correct. Secret, the AFENYO-MARKIN police assault case went quiet. Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense. Thank you. Secret, the AFENYO-MARKIN police assault case went quiet. We all saw a video in which AFENYO-MARKIN allegedly slapped a policeman, bam, in his face. In fact, we those at home heard it like a thunderbolt. And then later, he said that the policeman hit him first and that he almost collapsed. My brother, my sister, and this matter from last year has gone cold. We promise you that we're going to bring you this story. And here we are today. Let's recap what happened at the NPP demonstration that had the police come in there to give security. And at the end of it all, how one policeman took a vicious slap on his face from an irresponsible charlatan politician. Watch this. My brother, my sister, you saw the slap. AFENYO-MARKIN, wearing a hat and glasses. You saw how he raised his hand and hit the policeman. We didn't see the policeman hit, but we saw AFENYO-MARKIN hit the policeman. Later, we were told that the policeman suffered injuries. I tried to speak with the policeman. He wasn't available. We'll follow up on this and bring you his voice. But what has happened to this case? There's a secret. This was AFENYO-MARKIN in the heat of affairs. A parliamentarian who took the law into his own hands and slapped a politician. I beg your pardon, slapped a policeman. Now, the police made a case. I am privy to the docket, the accompanying letter to the Attorney General. My brother, my sister, telling him about the case, and since he is the lawyer of the state, he should follow up on the issue and prosecute. From September last year, let's look at what the police sent to the office of the Attorney General. And here, there is tension rising. Open it up so we all can read it. My brother, my sister, since September, no prosecution. The police has finished with the docket, sent it to the office of the Attorney General. I tried to speak with the Attorney General, but I couldn't reach him. We certainly will reach him to find out exactly what is happening to this case. My brother, my sister, from September last year, and watch it. The Director General CID headquarters Accra, the Republic versus AFENYO-MARKIN Alexander. And this was written on the 27th of June, 2025. June. Your letter number, blah, 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 refers. I forward the attached Special Investigation Unit, SIU, duplicate docket, case docket, with RO number blah, 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 for onward submission to the office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice for study and advice, please. And this is the whole story. Brief facts. On 5th May 2025, at approximately 17 hours, that's 5 p.m., cyber intelligence operatives from the cybercrime unit of the CID headquarters received a 1-minute, 13-second video clip bearing the official Ghana Police Service watermark. The video was forwarded to the unit by the Police Public Affairs Directorate for Forensic Analysis and Investigation. Preliminary analysis of the footage revealed a physical altercation between a group of demonstrators and personnel of the Ghana Police Service deployed for crowd control and security duties during the Save the Judiciary demonstration. The confrontation occurred when the police officers attempted to force a restricted boundary with a metal barricade. The video captured Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, Minority Leader of Parliament, amongst other demonstrators, striking a police officer identified as number 48632, Corporal Forsin Abel, stationed at Tesano District, who was one of the duty officers. The case was referred to the SIU for investigations. On the 6th of May 2025, number blah, 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 Corporal Forsin Abel, who reported a case of assault against Honorable AFENYO-MARKIN at the Tesano police station, came to CID headquarters with an extract of occurrence and an endorsed police medical form after attending the hospital for treatment. He gave his complainant statement to the effect that he was assaulted by Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Witnesses, including Superintendent Mr. Isani Okanse, ASP Mr. Suleiman Jallo Abdullahi of Greater Accra Regional Police Headquarters, ASP Mr. Nicholas Mensah of Achimota District, who were on duty with Corporal Forsin Abel, submitted statements to police to the effect that Alexander Afenyo-Markin struck Corporal Forsin Abel in the face without any provocation. On the 6th of May 2025, a counter complaint in petition letter dated the 5th of May 2025 was received from Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, alleging that he had been assaulted by Corporal Abel Forsin. On the 8th of May 2025, a team of investigators comprising personnel from the Special Investigation Unit, Crime Scene Management and Cyber Crime Unit, and the above-mentioned officers visited the crime scene for crime scene reconstruction. Police identified 2 CCTV cameras in front of the Accra International Conference Center, which are believed to have captured the incident. Letter number CID blah, 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 blah was therefore sent to the National Security Coordinator to furnish police with video footages from the said cameras. The footage received from the National Security through the National Signals Bureau was analyzed by the Cyber Crime Unit, but it did not capture the assault incident. Based on the analysis of the video obtained from the Police Public Affairs Department, on the 9th of May 2025, Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin was cautioned in the presence of the independent witness and released on self-recognizance bail. Police medical form was also issued to him to attend hospital and report. Witness statements were also taken from Honorable Sami Ewuku and Richard Ahiagba, who were seen in the video close to Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin. Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin, however, failed to return the medical report form despite several calls to him to do so. That's it. This is from the police. My brother, my sister, and it's been sent to the office of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice. I am told from September. Docket was ready. Everything was set. What is holding the prosecution? Who slapped who? We saw in the video that one person slapped. We didn't see the other person retaliate or before. Why is the docket sitting in the office of the Attorney General without any action? Or what is the action going on? What are the updates? My brother, my sister, parliamentarians make laws. And when they make laws and seemingly break the same laws, they should suffer more because they made those laws. Are we going to sit down and just keep quiet and let the policeman suffer because there's a bigger fish involved, a politician? Are politicians demigods? Now the police service is not happy because the police people don't feel safe. If one of their own can be slapped in front of camera, and they saw it by a dirty politician, my brother, my sister, as we saw in the video, what is the evidence that this policeman assaulted AFENYO-MARKIN before or even after? Why did the policeman not strike back in the full glare of the camera? Or was it an off-camera incident? My brother, my sister, what is good for the goose must be good for the gander. Much as we are chasing the Abu Trickers and chasing the Kobna Edu Boahins and so on and so forth, it behoves us to give justice to who justice belongs. It behoves us to stand on the rostrum of justice and meet it out. They say justice delayed is justice denied. For how long should this corporal, he's just a corporal, he has more days ahead of him to climb the ladder. How long should he wait to get justice? How long should AFENYO-MARKIN, who also claimed he was assaulted, wait to get justice? We're going to follow up this to the office of the Attorney General. And my brother, we will not rest until this matter is dealt with. Nobody is bigger than Ghana. Nobody is bigger than Ghana, not even the president. I am very angry. In the full glare of people and the camera, a politician who has no strength in him, that policeman can catch this dirty guy and break his neck, and put him down. But because of decency, he stayed aloof, as we saw. He raised his hand and slapped a uniformed policeman who was there to give peace. Now you say you were assaulted. What is the evidence? Why is the office of the Attorney General not updating us on this? What work is going on? We have to know, isn't it? I hate it when the people we put in power seem to be using their power on us to subdue us and treat us according to their whims and caprices. We'll follow this case. We will never sleep until the policeman gets justice. And also, until AFENYO-MARKIN gets justice. How can I call? I leave it here. I don't want to get too emotional. It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Koku Anyidoho. And here we speak truth to power. I want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you and we love you. It's taking us time to look at this story. And we're going to have an interview with the corporal. And hopefully, we shall have an interview with AFENYO-MARKIN as well. And the Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga-Ayine. We are looking forward to all this and we'll bring this to you. It's the Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Koku Anyidoho. And here we speak truth to power. We'll take your final comments and we are done for the day. Okay? All right? So send them via YouTube. They could also come via Facebook. Okay? Rap Thunder says, welcome, legendary Blakk. Our country or nothing. Come here. Watch this. Dash it away. Conscious Agbemenu Ahosu says, greetings, Black Rasta. Watching you live and direct from Abeka Boche La Paz inside Big Dream Herbal Shop. Please let me take this opportunity to tell everybody watching right now that this year's Kuchoko Roots Festival will be happening on the 2nd of May. And you can't miss this. It is going to be hell. Oh, yes. Please, Black Rasta. This time around, no Jamaican artist coming. No. This time around, we decided that it's going to be 100% local. In fact, nobody even from any other African country, but just Ghana. And you realize that the artists are different. Those people who do reggae music, yet Ghanaians don't really see them as reggae artists. They are those we are parading. It's a reggae song. Philomena, Randy Nunu, reggae. Root Eye, Kofi Kinata, inspired by reggae. A lot of his songs are reggae songs. So we'll see these people do reggae, Uchoko, on stage. And dancehall, Wendy Shea, Osajefo, Ras Bumba, Black Rasta, and more. So that's what it is. Romeo Bongnami Dasa says hugs and kisses. All right. Love and respect. More comments coming in. Ghanaian face that says, Blakk, we thank you for your good works. What an educated program. All right. More fire. Thank you so much, Ghanaian face. My problem is that Maslock is not functioning at district assemblies or region anymore. It is making it very difficult for us to access small loans to support our businesses. Can we inquire for us? Okay. Maslock is not happening in what? District assemblies in the regions? All right. We'll follow up on that. Dominic says, Ntuzo Kawula in Europe. Alafibiane Dominic Agbabeula. Ufoma Holy Omoto says, greetings, Black Rasta. Ras Okoko Fisun Moon says, come here. Watch this. Fire. Yabu. More fire. Okay. Julius Meno says, good evening, Black Rasta. Zion Genesis says he's listening. Akanayo Zura says, hi, Blakk. Bless up. Watching you live from Torino, Italy. Blakk, do you know because of this, your program, I have a problem with my internet? But buy Wi-Fi because of the program. Okay. But I buy Wi-Fi because of the program. Thank you so much. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Thank you so much for loving the show. We appreciate you. Akanayo Zure, let me give you a salute of patriotism. Thank you. Eric Baron says, this guy, pa. Justice Pojuro says, good decision taken. You are a big betrayer within. Okay, I don't really know. Okay. All right. I think it's a Koku issue, right? All right. That's, the Koku issue. Justice Pojuro says, good decision taken, okay? Abdul Basit Muhammad says, why is this man playing the entitlement game? Doche Mortu says, but if he can't work with you, it's not by force, please. Last Kobe says, fire. Last Kobe, how are you doing? Truck driver inside Awoshe. Love you. Salute of patriotism. He's been a follower of this show for a very long time. Osai Bedu says, come here. The Black Pot, a.k.a. Kuku Show. No more powers. Pat Awo says, hello, Black Rasta. Hi, Pat. How you doing? More comments coming in via Facebook and also YouTube. Akanayo Zura says, now, Blakk, I'm very happy because I do watch the program when I'm at work. But now we are in the summer. So I wanted the program when I am on the train going home and, I'm home already, Okay, I know what you mean, summer. All right, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We are excited when we know that you have made this part of your daily routine. We are so excited and so proud. Thank you so much. Last Kobe says the Black Pot is on fire. Patawo says, I hope you are as fit as a fiddle, Blakk. Yes, I am. I am fitter than a fiddle. How are you, Pat? Raymond Kwao-Tetenate says, have you forgotten Neil Ante Vanderpoint? Said he brought you to Professor Atta Mills and you were taking undue advantage and did some dubious transactions on the bland side of Professor Atta Mills. You were not respecting JDM. Ungrateful, ... That's what he said. Okay. More comments coming in. Ras Okoko Fisun Moon says, now you are opening up little by little. Okay. We're talking about Pat, right? She's opening up. She will open up more. Okay? Easy. Emmanuel Hoshe says he was pompous like young Black Rasta. Black Rasta has never been pompous. Yeah. Achuvia Raymond says watching live. Dogbul Kwachi Doland says Koku and the current deputy chief staff are the same. So why Koku? Deputy chief of staff, they are the same? Okay, we'll find out what exactly. But please give us some more info so we can, make an informed delivery. Okay? Godwin Mauduji Agbemafly says more fire. Kamel NDC says, good evening, Mr. Blakk. I am Kamel watching you live from Tamale Abu Abu. Oh, that's my hometown. That's my base, Abu Abu. We call it Ababu. Please greet Chairman FK and Dr. Mohammed Sharif Abdul Khalik, MP for Nanton for me. Kawula, Tamale. Right? We love you. More comments coming in. Mauli Rix Bagbu says, is laughing. Hennessy Obiora, investigating journalists. I love you. I love you too, Hennessy Obiora. How is it going? You good? And then Dolan says, is Stan Dogbe's behavior different from Koku's? As people close to the president, remember Speaker even complained personally. Yeah? Of course, Stan Dogbe. Of course, has also had people complain and talk about him and all that. Yeah, I agree with you. Okay? But it's the president's choice finally. All right? Ghanaian face and said, Blakk, it is very clear that bad character is Koku's problem. Andy Pamak says, Blakk, you see why I don't trust these so-called pastors? All right? Why don't you trust them? Tell me. I want to know. Issa Adam says, he's something else. He was very disrespectful to the then Vice President Mahama and playing the victim. Abdul Basit Mohammed says, new coach, new players, new team, new tactics. Pandi Pamang says, I always say the churches are our biggest problem in Ghana and Africa. Timbla Baji says, watching with you. Yao Jones says, I was believing this guy until he saw the Tanko Iyoko case and looked away. You said Tanko was your friend on this show. Who is Tanko? Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. My brother, we don't look away. Anything that is supposed to be said will be said. You don't know, but you will see. Tamchuku. You see, sometimes I am tempted to say some things, and then the people that give me information, they are not happy. This my mouth will kill me. But Yao Jones, relax. Okay? The trust that you have had for Black Rasta, and you've never been let down all these years, even people we grew up with, slept on the same bed at the same time. At a point, we brought their issues here. Let alone those we only see once in a while. You see, I've taken my time to talk to you. Easy. Abdul Basit Mohammed said, brother, in politics there are godfathers. So if you want to be favored by others, then grant them your loyalty, else you will be sidelined when your godfather is no longer in power. Ahmed Tijani Suleiman says, I'm more fire, Black Empire Media. Shaban Husseini watching from Nairobi. Jampe Afelete Evans. What a name. Jampe Afelete Evans. Koku is an unstable character. Yeah, since 2012, when he had the opportunity to work that closely with former President Atta Mills, It's been like that. He went overboard. He became like a traitor. How can anyone trust him? Tell me more. More comments coming in. More comments. Alfred Asafueje says 100%. Nasara Bugri says, good evening, Kuchoko President. Tompo said, but is marriage by force? Tompo says, is marriage by force? What is by force? I say, you are my mind. I'm a mind. But also, sisi moi. I say, we launch you sisi. In the words of Ijaku, launch you sisi. I say, we launch you sisi. Amama eno dozo sana ubenya coccidiosis. Amama yare. 4 years to toss is Black Rasta's moves for me. All right. Julius Womenyo says, foolish boys. Yes, that's what the pastor said. Reverend said, foolish boys. Marry. Go and marry. Amama ya dozo. Muhanyina say. Amama inkoa. Munko launch musisina. Muhona muyedia. Muniska. Me worry 26 years. That trouser bakuna mo. Shirt bakuna mo. Pants kwana mi nibi. Hey! This is ejuba wura panyai. Khalid Ali is laughing. Like a killer at the Sambisa forest. More comments coming in. And of course, we'll take 2 more slices and we'll be done for the day. Mauli Rick's Blackboy is laughing. He's laughing. Solomon Telfa says, Black Rasta sex is a very important thing in marriage. We know that. But that's not the only thing. Even in marriage, without sex, the men start dying of prostate issues. Hey, uncle. How about the impotent man? There's a guy in my area that has been impotent from when he was born. He's 100 and something old. Fresh. I'm not mind I am a hammer until I tell me who now. Because skills. I'm not mind. Ras Okoko Fisu Moon was serious. He says, foolish, dear, foolish boys. Hey, Apostle General, I like you, Ate. You are my friend. One of these days I'll come for anointing. 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 And what's that? Larry says, Assalamu alaikum, Black Rasta. Koku, show them more. And he says, my greetings to you, Black Rasta. May Allah protect and guide you. Rap Thunder says, legendary. Please, I searched for the new channels, but couldn't find that on YouTube. Hope you can help me. Yes, I mean, it's there. You can find one of them because we've posted something on it. The other one, not yet. Okay? So we have 2 channels that are active right now. We have but they are all active. All of them are active. 3 channels are active. We have, what is it called? The People's Audit is very active. We also have the Africa by Road. Africa by Road. We bring you the history and all that. Now we go to the setting of the action and tell you, see this thing, this was said, this was that. So it is on. All right? And then our general channel is also on. We are left with 1 channel to launch and it's coming out very, very soon. That one is called Black and Blunt. Crazy. Hey. Obey a rough. So please make sure you go and subscribe, okay? It's there. So what is on right now is the People's Audit. You know, you will see it. It is there, okay? And then Raskaba says, watching you live from Spain, Barcelona. Long live the Black Pot, a.k.a. Koku. Show them. Come here. More fire. And Wasadat Larry says, Black, to be frank with you, how I wish you were part of the Ghana government. I would be happy. Oh, I'm part of the government. You are also part of the government. The government is those people and us, the government. That's what government is. I'm sure you are trying to say maybe I should be an appointee. The Almighty has appointed me already. You have appointed me already. So I don't really need any appointment. I am a kingmaker. Me see I him for. Nti me Samuel. Me see I him for. Not all of us can be kings. Anyway, thank you so much for the trust you have for me. And he says, but it is what it is, Blakk Rasta. Okay? We have the last one. Rap Thunder says, I missed a live class for a while because of exam, but I'm here today. Please, Legendary, pray for me. I pray, Rap Thunder, that what you have studied, you will remember. And that when you go and sit before your paper, your brain shall open, and the hard work that you have done will translate into your answers and success. I wish you success. Amen. John Kelly Kwanzaa says, respect Blakk, big up yourself. Hey, not respect, watching you live from Florida. John Q. Why? John Koku Sebi. And he says, this Koku guy can lie. Florence says, Black Pot. Okay? And please, still reminding you about the IOCO and Council of State members. Of course, not an issue at all. We deal with it. I wish I could say something. Because can na manya information buma mamenya kom na maya kom. Give me some little time, okay? When I get clearance, we'll be the first. And when we give you information, it will be thick. You know that, right? Others will give you peace. We bring you hot. Okay? So let me obey my sources of information. All right? Easy. Thank you. Koku Rex says, at this point, we should call this man Koku Atta Mills. You can never love a man more than his blood and kin. This is an example to all the young people who build their destiny around others. Sly Media Network says, we are tired of that man. Francis Ninja says, remember the electricity issue when Koku wrote a letter to war. At this point, I want to say thank you so much. Today I decided to wear one of my all-time favorites. This thing is over 10 years old. And anytime I wear it, I remember things. Cadet things. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Our numbers are on the screen. Pick up the numbers, do business with us. And also remember, my brother, my sister, we are number one online when it comes to Pan-Africanism and, of course, patriotism. Thank you so much for trusting us. We love you. And we are watched all over the world. Finally, subscribe before you leave the platform. We'll catch you again on Monday. We'll keep you busy over the weekend. Until then, guidance and protections. We'll meet again. Hey-ya! Hey-ya! Wayo! Koku!